Alright guys, we're back and just waiting now. We're in the lobby for Odyssey of the first map in this best of 5 semifinals. We have swapped over to Korea, but it is worth noting that the Corsair Cup is European favored. So when it comes to the finals, there will be no server swapping. It would all be in the favor and the side of Hero Marine on the European server.
Righto.
Yeah, Korean TvT to decide who goes on to those finals. Quick shout outs to Shandith_NL. 34 months. Thank you for that long-time support. Says, nearly 3 years. We've been through so much together. Most of it was your fault. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Thank you 3 months to the Saberclaw. Keep up the great work. And then Entropic Effect was a brand new sub. Welcome to this channel, dude. Well, we get into game 1 in this best of 5. And I said it's a TvT. Spawning in the top left, we got the Red Terran player, My Insanity's aLive.
Oh, yeah. In the bottom right, as the Green Terran, he is KeeN.
Also, the Grand Arena has opened, so folks, get in while you can. Get your swords and spears ready and prepare to basically watch me make it to the semifinals and then die, as I always seem to. Hashtag Sue Cursed. Oh, you went in with double the points I did. I see. I see.
I'm gonna win one time without any gear, without anything that really makes me win. Just pure luck. It'll happen.
Okay. I wish you the best of luck. In the meantime, too, though, we've had all this other stuff going on today. I hope we haven't missed any shout-outs. If we have, just know that we love you. But also, seriously, guys, and I mean this, like, thank you for all the subs today. It feels good. We're offline for about a week. Anytime you're offline for more than like a day, it feels like your sub count plummets. So it's really nice to replenish that number. I was pretty time consuming for everybody.
What it was.
Also,
I appreciate the break though.
One small thing, we're gonna do a bit of a preemptive favor here to our good friend Holy Moly, because we're supposed to talk about this tonight, but apparently it's already live because I logged in and got the achievement for it. But if you guys don't know, I think it's between now and like, how long do they have? Like a week or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, she wrote it. Okay, between August 1st, which is technically tomorrow, but I guess on Korea server, it's updated for today, and August 5th, if you guys log into the Korean Battle.net server, you will unlock the Lima League achievement, which will actually unlock for you an in-game spray as well, the thing your workers use to psst on the ground. It's pretty cool.
What on the ground?
To spray on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a really cool thing that they did, I guess. I don't know how long it's been in the works or what, but it's hopefully a sign of things to come.
Yeah.
For like other tournaments, other organizations, I don't know.
We'll be talking about that later, more tonight during the Lima League. I'm sure she'll have some more details to share, but yeah, just because it's already live, apparently we logged on and got it. Thought I'd share with you guys so you can get a head start on being the cool kids on the block.
I didn't notice that I got it, I guess. Because you know what I was noticing is that, like, wait, why does the region changer just randomly disappear?
Right, I was just thinking that.
Days?
Like, I couldn't swap over. I had to completely close Starcraft and reopen it.
I don't know. I think they disabled it recently because, like, 2 days ago, for instance, I was swapping with it, and they would tell me, like, to relog because the server's mismatched, so I'm assuming that something else broke. Just like
you know what?
Everything else.
I'm wondering with this grenade nerf, suddenly Marines are like a lot more viable of a defense against these, or at least they'll last longer. But Cyclone and 2 Marines, yeah. Cyclone and 2 Reapers, it's all about these Cyclones at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think for TvT, it's not as much about the grenades. It's just like overwhelming numbers that can happen. But
well, I was thinking more to the point of those early engagements, right? Like, oh, you didn't build anything in the Reapers in your base. What do you build? Well, Marine was a garbage choice, but maybe not so much anymore.
I still think it might be a garbage choice. I don't know. We'll see what happens with. I think it's primarily proxy Reapers because, of course, this can snowball. It's a little unlikely nowadays. This type of just like in-base 1-1-1. But proxy Reapers, I don't know if that's really been undercut because that was already not that great since Cyclones ended up being an amazing option.
Yeah. Also, by the way, Victory Vegan in chat's coming in with stats. He's like, nerding out about these two and their records versus one another. I do need to bring up, for those who are unaware, a bit of a nerd fact. KeeN and aLive live together. They stream together. They play games together all the time. It's not at all surprising to me that two players of pretty equal skill level would be so close in the TvT matchup against one another.
Yeah, you think they know a lot and some similar styles.
Well, I'd say that there's one key difference, really, and it's like KeeN can play not mech so good, aLive can.
Not mech so good.
I was trying to be funny with it, but I mean, like, the point is, like, aLive plays mech way better than KeeN does.
So, okay, we like, you know, we're like, yeah. I might agree with that. Just, we don't really see aLive go mech in TvT that often, that I don't want to say, like, he is so much better, but KeeN was, to be, like, it looked like he was just getting used to it. Like, he only recently started experimenting in TvZ, where aLive had started experimenting a little bit earlier, but TvT doesn't seem to be where they're doing it. Maybe that'll change. Although not in this game. 2 Enduring Bays, 2 racks, Stim, all that jazz for both players. Definitely bio versus bio. Key difference is that aLive has his 3rd CC on location, so even though it's like 30 seconds to a minute behind, it should still be faster. And aLive also has faster Stim.
Well, one of the things that's kind of nice about TvT in general is, like, okay, one person gets that Stim a little bit quicker, one person gets that combat shields a little bit quicker, and there is always the certainty that it could lead to a game-ending move. But for the most part, it's like, with tanks out in good positioning, it shouldn't be that big of a difference.
Yeah, it's kind of coming down to what's better. Faster Stim by 20-30 seconds, or faster 1-1 upgrades by what is looking to be like 45 seconds, something like that.
At this rate, yeah.
Because that's the biggest difference between their builds right now. The 3rd CC, yeah, the timing's much better for aLive on location, but that's still going to be probably manageable. For KeeN's economy, not so much a problem, and it really is going to be more about these upgrades. I imagine combat shields will be where they're going to start like fighting each other, and that's going to be maybe where the timing exists for one upgrade or another. But obviously, with going for a 3rd CC, both of them so early, not really looking for engagements, no drops going on here, not even really any pressure in the middle of the map for these like very, you know, useful early game units. Helen just die scouting, but at least they did something. And Danaga is only just being taken.
Oh, my heart just broke, dude. I just got the worst DM I could have possibly gotten.
Ooh. Wait. No, never mind, I died. Damn it.
What,
I got farther than I thought I would.
You're in the semifinals. What are you talking about? It's you, me,
4 have died
KeeN.
alongside their dreams of victory. They are paid 5 Macrofs for their lives.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
we struggle on to the semifinals.
Oh, yeah, I lived. Okay, go on.
No, so I had like, we're going to get all you can eat sushi. We're going to see Game of Thrones. Me and this girl tonight. And I didn't watch it last night, so I wouldn't spoil it for tonight. And then she has to cancel. And I'm not mad that she canceled, and I'm just more mad that I'm like, well, I could have watched Game of Thrones yesterday.
Wow, that's rude. I feel like if you ask someone to skip Game of Thrones, as someone who doesn't watch it but hears a lot about it, that's like, it's really rude to cancel on it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not mad at her. I'm just mad that I missed it yesterday now.
I'm jealous about the all-you-can-eat sushi. We went to the fish market a couple days ago. Oh, it's not all-you-can-eat, but they basically give you so much food, it doesn't matter.
I took you to the all-you-can-eat sushi place by my place, right?
Yeah.
They got a new menu, and it's like so much better now.
Oh, well, that's...
I mean, it wasn't bad before or anything, but like, yeah, it's like...
No, but it was like missing... Because like my favorite thing about sushi is sashimi. So, yeah. And that's what the fish market entirely gives you, is sashimi.
Sashimi sushi. I'm not a fan of sashimi personally, but yeah.
Well, you're not a fan of like the fish. So
yeah, I just get California rolls, chicken teriyaki.
Like you don't call like chicken teriyaki sashimi. You call it chicken teriyaki.
Yo. And that yam tempura life. Okay. Silliness aside, nice snipe on the Raven. That was a full energy Raven too. I think he was wrapping around trying to set up a couple auto turrets, but KeeN very much paying attention. That's huge, actually.
Right.
That's not even a small pickoff. That was actually a really big deal. Those 4 auto turrets were the difference of being able to break this tank line or not. And now KeeN not only has air control, he has his own 2 Ravens.
Yeah, that Raven just going out like that. I don't know if he's going to break the tank line, but certainly some harassment on the natural / would be 4th base would have been really nice. Because that 4th base is now going to be a lot faster than aLive. It's not being stalled out. Reaches for the Vikings, ends up losing a lot of Marines. Not really great for aLive. aLive also just banking so much here. You know, KeeN threw down Horned Minerals in Command Center and Barracks. So a lot more Horned Minerals actually, but aLive still hasn't done that. And he just has so many minerals not helping.
I yield victory to Quarter Cannon, by the way, as I've been defeated in the arena once more. Christopher will be 2nd place.
They are still an even army supply, even upgrades. Everyone has combat shields and stim. It's
Ah,
just
this is kinda
that
cool.
KeeN has a much faster fourth.
Right, but aLive recognizes like he doesn't actually have to fight this. He's got the better army technically, but he's not in position so he can't fight it. Oh, I thought he was gonna walk past, and I thought that would have been a much better choice, but looks like he's just setting up to, I don't know what this is, cut off the reinforcements? This positioning is so weird.
This looks very odd indeed. Okay, well, you know, unfortunately with aLive being stalled out here, or just deciding not to go, like whatever he's doing, he's in the middle of the map and he's not really getting anything effectively done, but neither of them are, so I guess it's all fair. They're just giving each other room to make reinforcements so that neither of them should lose bases. But again, gotta point out that KeeN already has a fourth base down and turning into a planetary. aLive only making his in his main base right now. If KeeN had noticed, he had known, he had scanned, and he just scans right now, but they scan each other, so kind of awkward. Maybe with more medevacs, he goes for a drop on the main, tries to cancel that, but that's not really an option anymore. So it is just a stall out. TvT, am I right?
Right? Also, what a random amount of bits coming in. Thank you, Riamar. Get to that in a second. Big concave, big squish, scissor attack, pincer attack, whatever you want to call it. It's devastation because KeeN loses his whole front line.
That was pretty good. Like KeeN, that wasn't such a big army, to be honest, and he did just add on a ton of production.
What kills me is KeeN had like this really sick, like to this point at least, the air superiority. Vikings would have policed so much of this game. Ravens or whatever. But losing everything sucks. Because now there's no way to stop that doom drop that's heading towards his main. KeeN does get up here towards a third of aLive, but aLive should be able to hold on. He'll lose some depots, he'll lose some supply, but this attack is so scary.
Is it going to go to the main? It's going to go to the main. His army was not as far away as it could have been, but obviously still in the natural. Has to run back as quick as possible.
He's actually got a really good position with these tanks. He's going to cut off reinforcements coming down from below. So the tanks out of KeeN are already struggling to get in position, but they're going to get shots fired on them. Marines trying to wrap around the bottom side. aLive's doing what he can to keep these tanks up. If he holds this position, he kills production. If he kills production, he'll win this game, but he kills 30 workers on top of this.
You know, KeeN's tanks just really couldn't help out. They helped a little bit, but still all these tanks on the backside aLive, not being touched right now. These drops can't do anything. There's still Marines under there. KeeN has Marines only trying to do the same amount of damage, and that's not going to work.
He's devastated the reinforcements. There's no more supply. The factory goes down. He does have a second one, but like this is so bad. This is an absolutely sick move out of aLive. And the position here, like to note, guys, if these tanks were even just like a little bit more down this way, then KeeN could have gotten his tanks involved. But the fact that his own barracks was choking it out and couldn't come up the ramp, this was like so perfect for aLive.
It looks like it was a kill move, indeed, and that's really good. aLive up 70 army or 70 supply overall is probably going to win. But even if he didn't have this kill move, he was also so much faster than 3-3. I was going to note that before the doom drop happened, but obviously the doom drop was more important. And it seems like KeeN is just kind of hoping, praying something happens, but he's got to know this is a terrible position. He did no damage on the other side of the map.
These tanks will actually be cleaned up. I just wish there was like a friendly fire off button you could switch.
Yeah, I wish.
All right, so yeah, this is looking pretty grim for KeeN. I mean, the base having been moved over helps a little, I suppose, as he tries to try and stabilize some economy, but it's really effectively going to be the one base mining. This one is slowly being chipped away at.
You know, in a TvT where you think you're doing a pretty good job, you know, maybe you took a bad fight, but you had a faster fourth and, you know, still had a almost maxed out army. To just have it all go away because someone got a doom drop, it never feels very good. And unfortunately, that is a lot of TvT games.
I would say doom drops are probably one of the most tilting things you'll regularly hear streamers regurgitate, like how dumb this matchup is because of it.
Yeah. And it happens a lot, but that's I'm bringing it up because KeeN seems like stubbornly like, man, I can't believe that just happened. Like, I'm not gonna leave this game because that's so stupid. But he must experience this all the time. So it's just like, man, it's weird to see him so stubborn in this game. It's game number 1 in best of 5. It's absolutely game over. He has to know that. He didn't do any return damage when his own drop tried to do something, yet he's still sticking in the game.
There's some of aLive's army back, but not nearly enough. This is actually enough to storm a plant. Normally you would never go storm a planetary with just Marines, but you probably could with the amount that he has. This tank is in such a weird position. It can't shoot anything.
Okie dokie.
Okay, aLive. We'll take game number 1. Not too shabby.
Right. A little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. That Doom drop, some other Terrans would have just recognized, like, oh, that's it. Like, immediately tap out.
Just like,
but
shut
that's
it down,
how it
shut it
is.
down.
Yeah, because there's a certain tilt factor is just like staying in a game that's already tilting you.
Well, as a side note, while we wait for game to start up, once again, going back some shout outs. Thank you very much to M895C. He subs for 21 months. Thank you for 21 months, brother. Says, woo, greetings from India. Man, it must be warm over there. If it's this warm over here, I can only imagine how bad it is over in places like India or like Australia or like, well, I guess Australia's winter, so I take that one back.
Right, Australia's winter.
But also, Riamar comes in with that oddly specific amount of bits, 3,907 or 97 bits. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you for those cheers. Thank you for that love, Riamar. Good to see you in chat, dude. Knoxville EDM also hits us up for 31 months. Woo! That's it. That's just it. Woo! Thanks for subbing, dude. Woo!
You mentioned tempura. Now I really want it.
Dude, tempura is... I feel bad because I very much, with the whole trying to lose weight thing, I try to avoid things that are deep fried, but tempura is just like, yo, it's a vegetable, so it's got to be healthy, right? Like, it cancels out being deep fried. Like...
Only that's how it works.
I know. What's the other one? Calories don't count on vacations, right?
I just, like I was like kind of with you because they really are just like chunks of vegetables. But it's like I can't wait till someone's like, well, vegetables, like a potato's a vegetable, so fries are really just the healthy thing in the world.
You know what?
Without the frying.
let's just believe it, okay? It can't. If enough of us believe, it will eventually come true.
What is that like gif of like the nanny? I think it was where like she has like 2 pizzas together, and then she's like, "Why do you have 2 pizzas?" And it's like, if my body will think it's 1 slice of pizza if I put it together, or something like that.
Genius.
If only. If only.
Oh man, actually, I don't know why that reminded me. I guess because we're talking about the nanny and that era of shows. But I was watching the rest of Kimmy Schmidt on the bus ride yesterday, and I can't remember. She did something really sarcastic, and they just started calling her Chandler Bing for it. Could you be any more sarcastic?
I guess I haven't gotten that far. I'm so hesitant. Like I just haven't enjoyed the season nearly as much.
It's definitely not been as good as the previous ones, but it's not bad. I think I love what's her name, like Ellen Camper or whatever, the girl who plays Kimmy. Like she's adorable to watch be weird.
Yeah, I love her too.
All right, we're hopping into the next game. It's map 2 in this best of 5, and with a sad loss in that first game. In the top left, we got the green Terran, KeeN.
In the bottom right, as the red Terran, he's alive.
All right, well, live with the Doom drop was certainly a little unexpected, I suppose. It's funny, though, because the early game, we talked about it, right? The upgrades didn't really matter so much. The type of army supply didn't matter so much. Like, that's how I think a lot of these TvTs go. It's either really fast-paced in the early game because somebody's gone a little bit more all-in than they should have, or there's like that mid-game of just like, okay, well, I guess neither of us can really do much. We'll just position and hold and find a break later on in the late games where Doom drops and other things happen. And the nature of TvT, for that reason, I'm not like super thrilled. I thought it was a lot more action-packed in the days of the tank drops, but it's still really nice watching like the precision and the risks of things like Doom drops. But for me, this matchup's like not nearly as exciting as it used to be. I don't know.
I still like the matchup most of the time because the pros especially are so good at dealing with Doom drops, at dealing with the things that just like I can't. Doom drops, early Reaper harassment, etc., etc. But then there are those games where even pros can't really do very much. KeeN tried to take the smartest engagement possible with a Doom drop. He did have as much of a concave as he could have with a SimCity. He did calmly respond in a somewhat timely manner, and it still wasn't enough. So those are the games you're just kind of like, well, that's TvT. That was kind of lame. But usually I like the matchup, and I think in the next 4 games, hopefully it won't be decided by such a simple maneuver.
I have my mind blown right now. Sorry, I was checking something on Reddit real quick. Someone linked it to me. Have you seen this? It's like new. When I was a kid, I thought Artanis' chin was a snout.
I have not seen that. I actually identify so strongly with like that one thread. You know that one thread that was like, this is what I saw the portrait as, and it was like every single Brood War portrait, and then the guy's like interpretation of it.
Yeah.
I identified so strongly with that. Like most of them, I was like, yeah, exactly. That's all I thought it was. But I don't think I ever thought it was a snout.
I can't unsee this. I never thought it was either until now. Now I can't fucking unsee this. Although, man, the old Protoss things look so weird. Also, I guess one of the things I'm really excited about, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on Twitter and hope to see some responses from the Koreans, was with Brood War Remastered coming out. We talked about this. Everything looks better, shinier, nicer. They've updated it. But, again, there's actually Korean voiceovers and stuff for the campaign. They're going to play the campaign, and I really want to know, like, all these players who've been ingrained with StarCraft 2, they're just like, this is such a stupid story. I quit. Like, or, like, this was so great. I feel more invigorated with the game. Or, like, maybe just don't care. But the point is, like, Koreans never got to play the campaign. They never knew the story to StarCraft, which I thought was so interesting.
I'm sure the people who are really interested in the campaign, because one of the tricks is that I think for foreigners you hear like, oh, I played the campaign and that was it. But for a lot of the Koreans, you hear I played the arcade games and that was it. But anyone who did play the campaign probably bothered looking up translations.
Dude, actually, it just occurred to me, like, in the universe of StarCraft 2, Rainer's love story makes sense if you didn't know about Brood War. So maybe StarCraft 2 made sense to all the Koreans. And now they're going to go back and be like,
well,
what? This doesn't make any sense at all.
What do you mean, like?
Because Rainer was like, oh, like, I hate you, Kerrigan. I'll never forgive you for what I did, what you did in Brood War and Artanis or Phoenix and all this.
I think doesn't make sense is a bit too strong of a phrase. Like they did, I don't know, they executed it poorly. But the idea that he was in love with her and would love to redeem her, like, is not too far-fetched.
Well, this attack is a nice move, and it actually ends up stalling up Command Center, so ultimately not too terrible from KeeN, but not amazing either. I think if you could get in there with those Hellions completely undetected...
What?
Okay, I wasn't sure. Things froze for a sec. I didn't know if I was lagging or what just happened.
Okay.
I had a brief heart attack. But I guess we're
Good
okay.
deal.
I'm just waiting for the stream because like when stuff like that happens, the stream dies and like I don't know, the stream delay sucks for that. Let's hope everything's good. Hellions come back to the main, and you know these SCVs were not healed up from that first attack. They weren't repaired up, so 6 more go down pretty quick.
A lot of chaos. aLive loses 10 SCVs. KeeN's medevac barely gets out.
Gotta add that to the 5 from earlier, and suddenly this attack went from like a wet noodle to being pretty good.
Alright. Okay, the medevac. Oh, still gonna get out.
No way.
Boost.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, special. Alright, so KeeN does a lot of damage, puts us in a very, very good position. Up 13 workers. That's gonna reflect an army supply in a couple of minutes. And now taking control of that air.
Oh, I'm sure it was wasted. That's the saddest part about this. Not the medevac not escaping.
Yeah, it was.
Alright, well, 3 Cyclones actually can catch most things in the middle of the map, especially if it's like tanks moving out, so... this would be nice, but that's not what aLive's doing. KeeN did go for air superiority last game too, which, again, I think actually has a lot of strengths and reason to do it in TvT, but of course he lost it very quickly last game too. aLive trying to compete with this, but he's only got 1 Raven to the 2, so even Vikings with 2 Ravens definitely favors KeeN.
Well, KeeN doesn't have to worry about being doom dropped. He doesn't have to worry about like the one opportunity aLive has where he's still at an even-ish army supply and is trying to get to a good position. By pushing forward like this, he kind of takes away that option. Yeah, just take the fight. Like, as long as he gets rid of the ground, which he would.
There's a lot of auto turrets turned down too, like almost an overreaction in them.
I'm surprised he didn't push forward. He had 3 Cyclones and a tank. I guess 1 Cyclone and 2 tanks. Oh, okay, maybe. And Marines. I thought KeeN was gonna take like just entirely wipe out that army, but he still did what he wanted, I think, and that's just get rid of the possibility this does damage to his economy. That is, like, as far as army trades go, it's still massively in favor of KeeN anyways, but yeah. aLive tried. aLive, there was one hope. Get to that ledge, secure that position, maybe get some damage done, but that did not work out, and looks like he's just going to lose this game. Oh.
And I thought that hiccup would be the case. But okay, KeeN takes game 2, ties it up 2-2, and 1-1. I missed the end of that game because we were busy dealing with stream problems. So cool, anticlimactic terribleness. But actually, I guess the game really was decided with the Hellion drops before anything else. Like,
yeah.
The engagements, the tank, the Ravens, it was kind of like really whatever compared to the fact that there was just down so many workers. I'm gonna go look into what caused the hiccup, guys. So it's time for a commercial break anyways. We'll be back in 2 minutes, maybe more. If the stream goes down again and I don't announce it, it's on purpose. So we'll see you guys soon. Alright, we're back and hopping into game. I see our viewership got destroyed by that hiccup. Hashtag viewbot joke. It's really annoying when that happens, guys, and unfortunately I can't figure out what caused it, which actually makes me a little bit more worried, because usually it's like, oh, you're overheating, or you got too many processes, or your CPU's maxing out, but like, seriously, I can't figure out what caused the hiccup, so we're just gonna cross our fingers and hope it doesn't happen again. But anyways, we continue on. Here were the best of 5 semifinals. Game number 3. Spawning in the lower right, it's gonna be the Red Terran player aLive.
In the top right, as the Green Terran, he's KeeN.
Come back to Catalina. Probably coulda, shoulda played that intro, but I'm too worried about things hiccuping now to do that, so we'll be goofy maybe when we get back to the finals, as the finals is, of course, first map gonna be on Catalina.
Nice.
Yeah, if the stream goes down again, guys, like, I'm not sure what happened, but it was an instant down and back up, so I know a lot of people were panicking, expecting the stream to be offline for a while. If you see it go offline again, just try hitting refresh first before panicking. Save me some headache, pretty please.
Yeah, so it's tied up 1-1. It's best of 5. One game going quite long. Doom drop of the game being quite short. Hellion drop. Point is, I guess, drops determined everything. Going into Catalina, this was aLive's map choice. Doesn't do anything too weird. I mean, it is going to be, I think, on ladder, potentially cheesy proxy Reaper map. Although with the recent nerf to the grenades, we'll see if anyone really wants to. I still think the power in TvT is not the grenades like it is in TvZ, but it certainly is like another, like it's literally a nerf, right? Like there's no way around it. Like you do use grenades, and they do sometimes really help.
I'm still confused when that went live, by the way. Like that must have been this morning type thing.
I have no idea.
Wait, so I know that the grenade was one of the confirmed changes, but I know they were speculating about cost. Was the cost up to 2? No, right?
No. I think they made an announcement saying it was just the one thing.
Yeah, okay. Was that the only change, I guess, that got made today?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's the only one they really wanted to go through with. Well. That aside, 1 base versus 2. aLive going for 1 base, KeeN for 2. And we'll see if aLive can do any damage to kind of make up for that. Already sending his units across the map. Knows where his opponent is now.
I feel, generally speaking, build-wise, so like almost guarantees you to do damage enough to even it up. You'd have to really mess it up for it to be the case otherwise, but it's going to be a Cyclone at home to defend, and the Cyclone at aLive comes a bit late. So for now, it's just a mild bit of harass, but it's more importantly like what's going to follow this up. That siege tank push, that medevac timing, that sort of thing.
Well, right now, aLive is just going for his own Cyclone, which, matched by KeeN, probably means that a frontal attack will not do anything, but distraction with the Raven, or even paired up with the Raven, and suddenly there is some potential. But so far, not much done. Just a little bit of, I guess, a scare of KeeN's natural. Catalina is like, I guess we talk about Doom drops and how aLive won his game. Catalina, sure, it's a small map and it has, you know, ample opportunities for Reapers to jump up on, but it also has this mid-late game problem for TvT, and that the main is just huge. There's like a ton of spots to drop, Doom drop, go unnoticed while dropping, and then on top of that, you don't have the Doom drop. You can just put those tanks right up against the ledge, and if they have their barracks a little too close to it, you're gonna get on top of their production.
Right, and that was a big problem when this map was like new in the map pool. You'd have people building all around here, so the low ground would just siege it up. These guys, we can tell already by the way they're building, are unlikely to fall prey to that, but still might be a problem later on.
Yeah, exactly. Most people do remember these old maps right off the bat. Well, most people, I want to say pro gamers that we cast, because at this point in time, we're casting a lot of people who have been around for years, if not like all the years, all 7 years. So you only occasionally see 1 or 2 people like, accidentally forget that you don't break down the rocks on King Sejong, or that you don't, that you're not supposed to put your barracks up against that ledge.
Oh, dropping the mains actually get away with a lot. And it also distracts. The Cyclones get in here to attack the command center, but I can't imagine the command center is the goal. You really want to start getting those SCVs.
Well, he's getting a lot of damage done. Don't forget that KeeN was already in a good position with his opener. Now he's up 14 workers again. Deja vu from last game.
Yeah, this really should have been the other way around. This should have been aLive dealing the damage, not taking it.
I don't know. KeeN's getting so much more luck here in the early and mid game that, I mean, the first game he also had a lead, but the Doom drop really made up for that. It wasn't even that big of a lead in the first place with the faster 4th base. But in these last 2 games, he just has been really good with the early game pressure.
I really like that micro back. Forcing a lift off was huge on a guy who's already a little bit behind. Cyclone almost goes down. Lock on doesn't quite kill the medevac. KeeN's not going to be stopped so easily.
Nah, he's not. I mean, even if he is stopped at this point in time, let's say he saves the medevac, apparently he will.
Oh, killing the gases.
He just took a substantial lead. 20 workers.
20 workers. The command center was lifted. The gas was killed, so it's more money down the drain. KeeN's meanwhile 4 gases. He's pumping hard on 2 bases. He's looking real good off that attack. And again, with a 1 base opener, every single thing says that should have been aLive who dealt the damage to KeeN, not vice versa.
Well, how does aLive do here? He's got Stim finishing up.
Walk over and punch KeeN because they're playing together in real life.
Probably.
Like, Dick, why'd you do that?
The one thing he has is much faster Stim. So he needs a couple of medevacs and maybe he can start running KeeN ragged, but it's like going to be really hard because obviously KeeN, with his production done, isn't for a lack of units. He just has to place them in smart positions, and he should never really have to worry about taking any damage to his economy.
By the way, quick question. Anyone in chat today got a golden kappa? Only one way to find out. Gotta do a kappa check. I unfortunately do not. Damn it.
Yeah.
If I ever get the golden kappa, I'm just gonna go to every streamer. I'm just gonna open up the Twitch list and go down, top to bottom. Just kappa, move on to the next channel. Kappa, move on to the next channel.
Well, who wouldn't? He just like looks at a golden kappa and is like, nah.
I'll just share this with my favorite streamer. No, you gotta flaunt that shit in front of everybody. Make sure they know your name. This auto turret harassed way too much. Like 7 SCVs on top of more marine kills. Command center straight up burning. This is so bad. This is so devastating. And he scans the move out, so now KeeN knows not to go do some crazy drop, but instead leave enough units at home to defend, to leave the tanks set up and defending. Mother of God, Zombie Up, he's running away with the matchup.
Yeah, KeeN is looking quite strong. This game, last game. I don't know what 4th game's gonna look like, but if
Confirms the attack scout with the Marine too.
Yeah, but if it's anything with the early game, KeeN seems to have the upper edge. Double drops while Live pushes into his natural, but tanks cover at home. The drops don't have any coverage, not really. aLive has a couple Marines, that ain't gonna be enough, even if they do have combat shields.
KeeN's even got +1, by the way. This is a huge difference between the 2 players.
Oh, tank does pop out, and I just spoke about combat shields, the team does not have it. He just runs away from it, kills all the SCVs.
Auto turrets will break the tank line, or try to, and this is a huge start, but it's still not going to be enough. The Marines, I think with their +1, should be able to win out here, even if it means KeeN falling back to 1 base, which he has successfully done to aLive.
Yes, he has. Oh, what? Okay.
He saves it. Stuff to come down that ramp because the tank's sitting there too, but Raven's going down. No more high ground vision.
aLive almost made it into a game by blitzing like that. But down 20 army supply and so much economy.
Oh, the tanks reposition like that. GG. Okay, KeeN 2-1 now in the series. This I love it because KeeN and aLive, they both regularly come out of the Corsair Cup. They both regularly play on the European servers. So I don't think either of them going to the finals has like any sort of advantage over the other. But if KeeN's playing TvT like this, then Hero Marine could be in a lot of trouble, even if he's on, you know, his home server.
Yeah, KeeN's early game. I guess Hero Marine's watching and taking notes and just noticing his strengths and weaknesses. But I want to say, like, KeeN and aLive, both living together, both solid Korean Terrans. KeeN's getting a couple of the upper edge, you know, in these games today, but maybe it's not truly indicative. But if it is, it's just like it's such a weird situation because aLive only 2-3 months ago I felt was maybe a little bit longer than that. 4 months ago was on his way to becoming the next big Terran, and then Gumio took the power away, and now it's affecting him even like to bring him like to be beaten by KeeN. Commonly. So weird.
Oh, wait,
aLive, not sure if interlopa is the right English word. He's spelled it correctly and everything.
Is this like the first time we're seeing interloper period? I don't know if we've seen this one yet.
I think it is. First time we've seen on a cast.
Nice. Yeah, I know we'd seen Mech Depot because we actually put that in our DreamHack Atlanta map pool. Which I guess is a side note there, guys. While we get in the game, I know a lot of players are still looking for their payout from DreamHack Atlanta, whether you got $75 for 16th or a lot for first. We're still waiting on, there's a lot of, like, actual, got to do the invoices and get paid and then invoice the players. Like, all of that's still coming, but we have not forgot about it. And I hope that at this point, despite the couple of people, I'm not going to call them out individually, but 2 people have been very insistent on, like, messaging me daily about the prize money. And it's like, look, I feel like of all companies, of all organizations out there, we've probably accrued the most faith when it comes to prize pool payouts. Like, just take a chill pill.
Yeah. I know some people either have experience where that is the most effective way to do things, or they've heard that's the most effective way to do things.
I think it would be for way bigger companies where it's easier. Like, you got 9 people that are all going down this line, so one of them forgets. But for us, it's like, yo, Rifkin's got you, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I imagine that can be wearing.
Alright, well, we're going to hop into Interloper, and I have not seen this map yet, so excited to see what it looks like.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I played on it, and I was like...
Oh, this already immediately, I'm like...
a third new map.
Well, right off the bat, I'm like, is this Terraform? I'm like, what? Got the spirals in the map? Same map layouts?
Right, same color palette. Like, okay, I can see that.
Did they just move some of the bases to the middle and say, like, look, this is a new map? This is definitely...
To be honest,
this is not Terraform, guys.
Like, that's actually... So it's funny, because I didn't recognize the mini-map as that as immediately as you did, but when I was playing and I was trying to expand,
totally
I kind of had the same feeling.
It's the exact same. I swear these bases are...
Yeah, the natural to the third is a very weird, like, dynamic on Terraform, and the same thing on this map.
They still got the same idea where, like, you knock down these rocks and create your own pathways.
Wow. Okay.
Dude,
totally
someone go find the map of Terraform, overlay it to this one, and tell me how, like, you're not going to convince me that this isn't just Terraform with a different name and 2 bases in the middle.
Yeah, that's, I'm on board with this.
All right.
It's very similar.
Well, game 4 here. Currently down 1 at the moment. In the bottom right for this best of 5, we've got the red Terran player aLive. My insanity's alive. Because I keep forgetting that he's on that team.
Yeah. In the top left has the green Terran. It's KeeN.
I'm Googling this.
You're Googling Terraform?
SC2 Terraform. Yeah, dude, this is like... Okay, here, to show you guys, I'm going to screen capture this, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, because Terraform was a really good map. But I'm just saying, the spiral part aside, to show you guys what I'm trying to highlight here, it's like what they've done, that they've squeezed in an extra base down here, right? Because, like, this one on this map doesn't exist over here on this map. But for the most part, it's pretty much the same. Instead of a raised platform on the right side, it's just a base on the low ground, like... Top right still has a base, just like on Terraform. It's kind of cool to see. I don't know if it was like intentionally copied or it was like inspiration or inspired by, but Terraform was a good map, so I actually really don't mind if this ends up playing out anything like that one used to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, certainly Terraform was, like, it was more of a spiral, but the ideas are all very similar. How many rocks there are, how you can literally terraform the map on Interloper makes very similar, and there is still that kind of spiral effect where you really do have to take kind of a rounded approach, whatever path you take. So when I was playing, it was just like, it was kind of an annoying map because it is that whole like idea of I could very easily miss the left or right side. So I imagine in TvTs, base trades, or actually any matchup, base trades are gonna be really annoying. But it does have one direct path to the middle, as you can see. aLive takes are mostly direct.
So the only reason I really remember Terraform was because of that one stupid carrier game we played against with the Widow Mines on this map back in Archon mode.
You know, it's okay. That was an amazing game, but it's so weird. The one map I played, it was against a guy trying to go carriers. Bring back all types of deja vu.
Yep. Man, that was I'm sad because like I know everyone like, oh, the days of Brood War, the days of Wasteland, but for me it was like the days of Archon mode in the beta were like the best Starcraft ever. At least the most fun for me. But the attack from KeeN gonna commence. It's really something that aLive should be able to hold off, but a lot of this once again comes down to the Cyclone, and his Cyclone takes a huge beating to begin with. Not good, not good.
This is really nice for KeeN. I mean, aLive just moved in. Like, it's so weird to see Hellions come out first, you know? Because in some parts they make sense, a little bit faster to the Starport and the Raven, and they also get across the map a little bit faster, but when they go up against a Cyclone, like, the Hellion player has got to feel a little scared. And on like a bit of a smaller map, you know, based natural to natural, that direct line to the middle of the map, Interloper's not really too big.
This is devastating.
This is kind of snowballing. Yeah, it really is. And KeeN is just continuing with this, you know? Like, he isn't getting Command Center quite yet. He's just continuing to make Reapers.
That Liberator's just going to set up, and even though a Cyclone's going to try and shoot it down, the Viking will come out eventually. He's already lost so much mining time to this. Almost like a full minute off of mining just running around with the SCVs. Time adds up quickly, guys.
It's unfortunately game. He's gonna lose his command center. I don't know if he's paying attention. Luckily it's not Cyclone, it's two Hellions, but that command center is under fire.
Yo, literally. The doors are open. There's nothing here to stop him. Just run in.
I think he just wants to kill the... Yeah, he could. He absolutely could. The Viking landing is a little bit more suspicious, but really wants to grab that command center.
Now the Liberator heading towards the main. If the Viking's on the ground, then it's not gonna be helping out.
Oh boy. KeeN getting all types of advantages. So his command center did start a while ago. It's already over 3/4 of the way done. He's getting extra production, so there should never be that time where like, can aLive push with his superior army? No, it's not gonna happen. And KeeN, man, like he got revenge for that Doom drop.
Right? aLive hit him so hard in that game. KeeN was just like, I'll never let you forget. And I'll never forget myself what happened this day.
32 SCVs to 14. And aLive is just like, that's what kind of kills me that he's still trying to keep his command center alive. Because he already invested 400 minerals. Like, that's not really going to help him anywhere else. He's going to fall farther behind if he just tried to cancel and make more barracks. That wouldn't work.
On top of this, another 150 for the orbital. Then it can even afford to build SCVs on 2 at a time. Like, this is just so heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah. But it is the last game for him if he's going to lose it. So I guess just stay in as long as possible. But no army advantage to push forward. No Medivacs to catch someone out of position. KeeN out of position. And no other advantages. You know, at least in that last game he had Stim. That was almost something.
You know, sorry, I'm just reading Twitch's delay here on the Terraform discussion. With StarCraft Remastered coming out, I'm really sad this isn't Terraform Remastered. Like, what is Interloper?
Who decided to name it Interloper and not Terraform Remastered? Gotcha.
Also, I would say it's an interesting concept, though. It's really boring seeing maps brought back, just reused. King Sejong. Okay, I don't need to see it for the 40th time. But, like, a newer version of it that's, like, very similar but has new additions and bigger, maybe. Like, I can actually get on board with that.
Yeah.
Oh, that reflection in the water. The Vikings had an underbelly.
Also, one of the cool things about being at the remastered launch thing live, the GG event, was hearing the public's reaction to all these things they didn't notice. You know, they haven't played the game. I think it's lost battle. Probably will be. There's way too many Marines. Way too many. Okay, aLive tried. That failed. But anyways, It's gonna stay in the game. So, oh no, just kidding. There we go. GG.
GG.
All right, 3-1.
So what about remastered? Something cool? Something awesome? Something dandy?
Oh, the public's reaction. Like, they previewed the remastered stuff in trailers, so you can see some of it, and people have actually played it. You can see, screenshots, whatever, but still, like, actually see it live, and some people just hadn't. So, for instance, like, when oh, that's right. The reflections on the water work in Brood War now. Not really, but like there's water effects
So they're just
in
like,
Brood
oh
War.
my god!
Yeah, so they saw like the shimmer of the water and like they zoomed up on it because you can zoom in Brood War now with the observer interface, and the crowd was like, oh.
Zooming out and zooming in was huge, yeah.
It's funny to hear it because like it's funny to hear the different cultures' reaction words and reaction type because there's like the hesitation like ano for like Japanese, and then for Koreans like in their wows are always like whoa.
Well, I don't know about how the public felt, but like for me, the coolest thing when we went to test it at the summit was like the whole swapping from HD to SD like on the fly, and it's got no delay, no lag, and it's just like instant.
They didn't preview that in the launch event. They didn't bother, or they couldn't. I don't know which one.
They should have. That was actually like one of the cooler aspects for me personally. But we're gonna hop off to a commercial break here in a moment, guys. So we'll get the finals set up. Again, it's gonna be on the European server, so in every way this should be advantage to Hero Marine. I believe he's still streaming his matches, so if you want to go cheer him on in live time and first person, by all means, please do. But just a quick reminder: don't bring spoilers back to the channel. Before we do take off, though, thank you very much, Mescon, for the 20-month resub. It feels just like yesterday. Damn, dude. 13 months from Matt Tato. Wu-Tang Clan. I'm Rick James, bitch. Let's put some more 90s references out there. I don't know. We'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you for the finals.